Good news for the Dodgers. Are the Padres the new Dodgers villains in this series? Is Freddie ready to play? And all about the postseason brackets. Let's get down to it. Brad J with you with the call. Dodger Digest. Hit the sub button. We are well over the 1,000 mark, looking to hit 2,000 by the World Series. Let's make that happen. Okay, good news for the Dodgers. Look, a lot of Dodgers fans off the recent loss to the Padres. That was a tough one to swallow for sure. And a lot of Dodger fans upset. Good reason to it. Nobody was hitting. Had bases loaded with no outs in the first innings. Only got one run. I mean, a lot of things happened that didn't need to happen for the Dodgers in that game. And it was sad. And I understand that you look at it and like, oh, yeah, but it's not over. Because if you notice, every single series going on right now is tied one game apiece. And the Dodgers and the Padres, they're tied, and you expected them to be tied. I didn't expect anyone to sweep this thing, but it's going to be closer than we imagined. But a lot going on, a lot of drama between Manny Machado, Dave Roberts. I mean, so much Profar, all kinds of that stuff going on. But here's what I mean by good news for the Dodgers. Buehler is pitching, right? And we like that. The reason we like Buehler pitch, here's the matchup, by the way. It's Buehler and King going at it. And the reason we like Buehler to be the one to go with this is because, why? Because Buehler just faced the Padres. And let's think back to that game. That was the 26th of August. It wasn't that long ago, but a little over a week ago or something like that. And the Dodgers, at Dodger Stadium, Buehler was magnificent and went five quality innings. What did he do? Gave up 5 hits, gave up one run. One was earned. One base on ball, so he didn't walk a bunch of dudes. Only one strikeout. I'd like to see that number pick up. But he did quite well. Took the win 7-2 in that win against the Padres. So we should keep, as Dodger fans, keep your head up for this one right now because it's coming, and Buehler's on the mound, and I like the fact that he's trending in the right direction. So having him pitch tonight, I think, is the best thing for the Dodgers' possibility to get that win. And then you bring Knack on the mound tomorrow and maybe bring bullpen a little early. And maybe that's the third win. So hopefully you can get the second win tonight. Buehler on the mound. And Ariz went 0 for 4 in that game. So he's not seeing Buehler well. And that's nice because he's the leadoff guy. He sets the table. We don't want to see him getting on there. Tatis was 1 for 3 in that game. Profar was 1 for 4. Machado was actually pretty solid, 3 for 4. And Merrill was 0 for 3. And his bat's been hot. So good to see him not get hits against Buehler. And Bogarts was 2 for 3 on that. So I like the fact, I like us having Buehler on the mound for sure. I think that's a good thing for the Dodgers. Let's take a look at what he has done. And the numbers aren't the best. But let's just take a look. Let's focus on the postseason. Okay? Let's just focus on the postseason right there. Take a look at the numbers in the postseason. 15 games. So he is no stranger to competing in the big games. Okay? 3-3. The ERA, love it, 2.94. Look at the strikeouts in those 15 games. Look at that number. That's staggering. That's a lot of strikeouts right there. That's a lot. Regular season, not quite so good, but remember, he pitched against these Padres one of his most recent games. That's the games everyone's saying, hey, Walker Buehler is back. And it's good to have him there. All right. What does Walker Buehler say about all this going on, about him getting the game? Is he nervous? What's going on with that? So here's what Walker basically had to say. Every team in the playoffs play in a swing game, like a momentum game. I happen to be starting this one. If I'm game 6, game 7, game 3, whatever game, it doesn't matter. I've thrown in all these games in the same situations. The goal always is to make a quality start and put my team in a position to win. Walker Buehler, all business, right there. Talk to me. I love it. I'm super happy. I like it when he comes out saying that, and that's what he just said about, pitching in the game. And if you're going to have a guy pitch, wouldn't you want a guy like that who's been in those high-pressure situations? And, yes, I know he's coming back from a second Tommy John surgery, and he's been up and down like a yo-yo the whole entire season. I get all that. But just think what he did most recently. Went 5 innings. Quality start is, 5-6, 6 obviously. but only gave up 5 hits, 1 earned run against the Padres. Against that pretty darn good hitting team, too. So there you go. All right, are the Padres the villains in this series? That seems to be the take around all the press and everyone talking about, because Dave Roberts said that the Padres like to play the villains. And I think it's pretty funny. And then, of course, did Manny throw the ball at Dave Roberts? Have you seen the stories on that? During that whole thing with Manny and Flaherty and Profar and everyone just really don't need that at the game. But that, you got to wonder, did that happen, right? Well, Sports Report, this was out of the LA Times, did Manny Machado throw a ball at Dave Roberts? And it's after when, you're warming up before the inning starts, and then you throw the ball back towards the dugout. Well, I saw the video, and he did throw the ball with some momentum. It didn't look like an underhanded toss to roll the practice ball out of the field, because Yu Darvish was using that ball to warm up with. So, to me, from the video that I saw, the overhead view of that, it looked like he threw that thing pretty hard. I mean, not super hard, but not like he's throwing to first base, but harder than you would normally at the end of practice, because it was going directly at Dave Roberts, and it hit the mesh in front of him, and he wasn't even looking. But he saw the video. He doesn't know if he did it on purpose. No one really knows but Manny. And then people was like, oh, Manny wouldn't do that. Manny wouldn't. Give me a break. Look, I feel like if I played professional baseball, I would have that same kind of Manny fire. But Manny does some stuff. Like, he saw running to first base, stepped on kicked the guy's ankle back in the day. I mean, Manny does some things that are questionable at best. Is he a great ball player? 100%. But Manny being Manny, to me, did he throw that? I mean, this is after Flaherty hit Tatis Jr. with the ball and threw at somebody else. That's part of baseball. You're going to throw at people. And was that Tatis hit on purpose? Did he plunk him on purpose? Maybe, but that is still part of baseball. So everybody's up in the air about the whole villain comment, like, oh, the Dodgers saying that they're the villains. What's going on with that? And so Ben Dubois, he says, the team getting thrown baseballs by the fans is the villain here? ? And it was Bill Shakin said, that team over there, they like the villain type kind of role. And that's what Dave Roberts said regarding the Padres. And I think they've played that villain type of role, because the Dodgers are a storied franchise and the Padres are not. So when the Padres come in and upset the Dodgers, that's upsetting a storied franchise. That's like being the villain. That's like hurting the good guy. Okay? So I think that's actually a good thing. And Ben Dubois saying, because the fans were throwing stuff, which never should happen. The fans should never be involved and never throw things from the stadium at all. And they're throwing stuff, I guess, at Profar. But come on. Is that why Manny threw the ball at Dave Roberts? What is going on? Can we put all this crapola to rest and just play baseball? Because to me, when it comes down to it, it really is Manny being Manny. That's what he does. He's not a squeaky clean player, right? He's not. You always have to look at Manny Machado and look at him as like he's kind of a dirty player. He's a very talented, amazing baseball player, but he is somewhat of a dirty player. And maybe he's trying to, with that whole team meeting thing he did the other night, maybe he's trying to change things, right? All right. So big question here, is Freddie ready? That is the thing. And you remember what the Padres did in that last game. Even with 2 strikes on Mookie, they put him on base so they could get to Freddie, because they saw Freddie hobbling. So I don't think it is really a good idea to have Fred Dog in the mix if he is not at least 80%, right? And here's the plan. If Freddie Freeman does not start at first base, this is what the Dodgers have said they're going to do. If Freeman is forced to miss any time, the Dodgers will start Max Muncy at first base, and they'll put Kike at third. And you know what? If Freddie's not 100% and he can't run, and they're going to key on him and they're going to try to walk Betts and things like that to get to him, then I think this is a great way to do it. Maybe he does need another game off. And there's going to be consequences when you shoot up your ankle and you put steroids and all that stuff in there and you play a tough game. There's going to be some repercussions for something like that, and that's kind of what happened to Freddie. I think, too, as well. I don't think he was ready to play, but look, we got the win, and having Freddie probably sit this one out is probably a good idea. The lineups have not been put together yet, but I would think that The Muncy start at first base. Look, Muncy takes pitches. Muncy can hit home runs, and Muncy can get on base. I mean, even when Muncy's not hitting home runs, he's getting on base. So I like him being in that number 2 spot. Maybe the number 3. Maybe you put him at 5. I'm not sure what you do right there. But if Freddie's not ready, get used to it because that is what we're going to see. All right, let's talk bracket time here. Let's what's going on with the brackets. Here's the breakdown for the brackets right now. Wow. So take a look at that. Excuse me. New York Mets, Phillies, 1-1. They're all tied up. Of course, Dodgers, San Diego, tied up. Yankees, KC, they're tied up. Detroit, Cleveland, they're tied up. So right now, there's no front runners on this one. The fact that the Mets tied this, the Mets have it 1-1, I was surprised on that. I thought the Phillies were going to sweep them. I also thought the Yankees would sweep KC, but KC taking a win there. So that's how that is looking right now for the postseason picture with tonight's game coming at you. And that's it. Series all tied up tonight. Petco Park for the Dodgers is one that is going to go down. Okay, so we zoomed right past the 1,000 mark on the subscriptions. We are approaching the 2,000 mark. Keep hitting that sub buttons. Even you Padre fans. I feel like there's a lot of you Padre fans trolling this channel all the time, and that's cool. Equal opportunity. You're all welcome in there. Just hit the sub button and be a part because we're going to give you fresh content every single day. Myself and Mike Nelson. That is what we do. That's going to do it for me, Brad J. This is Dodger Digest, and always remember, people, always remember, think blue.